Q's still moving up here. SPY getting close to the all-time high here. See the high on the SPY today, 619.17. 619.17. All-time high 619.22. Nickel came in within this candle came within a nickel of the all-time high on the SPY. Q's a little bit further away, but not a lot. All-time high on the Q's, 552.80. 552.80. $2.50 away from the all-time high. Market just keeps climbing a wall of worry here. Yeah. Yes. An ice pack? You back? I think we got the. What was that? You don't have that blue thing, do you? Yeah, but I can put mine on. I can't find the blue thing, so I just put it in the towel. Recovery not so well. I think the recovery is. I think this is standard. I really do. I don't think this is something unusual. All right, back again here. I had to attend to my wife for a bit. All right. How do I feel about the Sarepta trade? Yesterday it popped, but honestly it hasn't even touched the 8. Yeah, and that what you said is exactly right. If we look at Sarepta, right, let's take a look at the daily chart, because this is a swing trade. So let's see, what's the daily chart look like? All right, so if I look at this daily chart, I have to look at this as bearish, right? I got 1830 here, where it's getting close to that. And the 8's coming down here, starting to flatten out a little bit because the stock kind of going sideways. But, you know, this is a bear flag. You see this big volume? And then the stock pulls down on lower volume. This is a bull flag. What we're looking for is a high volume day with another drop. That's what we want to see. I mean, it obviously could reverse. But, you know, it was up yesterday because most of the biotechs and healthcare was up yesterday. And it's up a little bit today, 41 cents, which is 2%. But again, it's holding below the 1830 and then the 8 right here. So I got to stay in it. I have to stay in it when it's like that. It expires next week, so we need to see this thing drop. But if if we look at what Sarepta's trading for, again, we paid, what did we pay for that? About 285, 290, something like that. It's trading at 233 right now. So we're only down about 60 cents on this thing. And, you know, we've got a week, and it's definitely bearish. You know, if it breaks above the 8 and starts moving up, then we'll have to take the position off. But you can see the bear flag here. So yeah, it's still bearish. All right, let me look at here. Right, gonna look for some more stocks here. Carvana breaking out, trying to break out. 342.24 was the breakout. It's at 345. It's got room to 377 on Carvana. It's a pretty nice little setup on Carvana. Earnings on July 30th, but this is a pretty nice setup on Carvana. Just watching a few stocks. I haven't found any Momos this morning. I haven't had a chance to really look very much either. LIXT is a Momo, but still below the 8 right now. Pretty inexpensive stock. Trading at about 170 to $1.70, and it's a high of 245. I'm not going to mess with it right now. BMNR again back in the fray as a Momo stock. BMNR thing moves all over the place. But really, it's trading at 60 bucks, I guess, basically. 58.27. Kind of a crazy stock. But this thing is really volatile. You have to be really careful on this one. The range today on this stock, it had a low of $41.50, a high of $60. It's got a 19-cent range in this thing. The ATR on this thing is right now 926 and going up. So it's a very tough stock to trade. I'm not going to mess with this thing. It's pretty expensive. BMNR. It's expensive for a Momo stock. All right, let's take a look over here. Pepsi moving up nicely today after a big move up yesterday. There's a consumer defensive stocks pretty strong. Oracle with a PBO, a potential PBO and potential breakout on Oracle. Oracle's a pretty nice setup here. Here's Oracle right here. Okay, there's a big move up here, gets extended, comes back, trying to bounce. This is a pretty nice setup on Oracle. I'm definitely writing that one down for a potential long. If I look at the, if I switch over here and look at Oracle on the SPY Super System on the daily chart, which is what I'm going to be interested in, check, make sure that the institutions are in it. See what they're doing. Yep, we get clear sailing here on the institutional buying. This Oracle's pretty nice. It hasn't really. Look at this march up here today. I mean, really nice. There's some crypto stocks moving up. I'm not sure what coin's doing this morning. Let's look. Yeah, up pretty nicely today. Crypto's up pretty good. I like this Oracle setup. This is a nice setup. Again, it's got resistance at 228.22, about $5 higher from here. But I still like this Oracle move. It's a little bit steep today, about 2%, but it's a nice setup. I like this Oracle trade very much. I took a little position in Oracle here. I'm gonna wait a bit before I post it or anything. Still, I'm very leery of the market. I've been at an all-time high here, so I just put some Oracle calls on. I may take them off if I get a pretty good pop in these things, and then revisit it later. They're not cheap. I paid for the July 18th 217.50s. I paid $952 a contract. They're going at $982 right now. So about $30. It's like VRT pulled back a bit. Yeah, VRT pulling back just a bit here. Still up for the day, still above the 8 exponential moving average. Robolex right at the 8 exponential moving average. So I'm gonna wait and see on these, but I did take some oracles, and I may take them off pretty quickly and watch, because it's kind of extended a little bit on the 5-minute chart, as you can see. And this is, I mean, it's not really getting away from the 15 by a lot, but it's nice smooth price action. And the daily's pretty nice. Again, it pulled back yesterday, and it's bounced right off the 8 today. It's a nice PBO, so I like the setup. Volume a little lower today than it has been the last couple of days, though. SONN, Sarang? Yeah, it's a biotech stock, big, huge volume. 45 million shares traded, 1.1 float. Yeah, definitely a Momo trade. SONN. That's something you want to chase. It doesn't move a lot. It's not like some of the Momo trades that move huge percentages, but it's up 86% today, but off of a fairly low base. VRT red for the day now. VRT red for the day. I don't have that, Sarang. I have it up $1.88 for the day. 1.5%, trading at 124.37. Well, besides the gap up. Yeah. It opened at 124. It's trading at 124.29. The gap up is part of the move. LAXT above the VWAP. Yeah, I know it's a Momo stock. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess around with that one. What VRT trade would I take today, Joe? If I was entering a VRT trade today, well, if I was going to take a trade today in VRT, I would wait to make sure that it closes above the 8 today. I mean, if you're not in the trade, I'd wait to make sure it closes above the 8. If you want to anticipate, you can take it right now, and I'd go out like 3 weeks. Go out to at least July 18th, maybe July. See, you can go to one more week, but you're going to pay more for it. See, the earnings date 7/23. So the next one after the 18th is the 25th, which I was going to take yesterday, as opposed to the 18th. But you're going to pay quite a bit more for it, and you got to get out before before earnings. So I like the setup. I took the 18th. I think I would take the same thing. I would take the VRT July 18th, and you could do a 121 call or something instead of a 120 call. But that's what I would do. But again, you want to make sure it closes above the 8 here. This market is very tentative, and there's a SPY getting really close to the all-time high again. All-time high in the SPY, 619.22. There it is, and it's hitting hitting the all-time high right now. Okay, just went through the all-time high on the SPY. Oracle continuing up here. Again, I got paid $9.50. Actually, I paid $9.50 for the $217.50 calls for July 18th. Right now they're at $10.25. So I'm gonna watch it. If the momentum starts to fade, I'll probably take the profits. I mean, I'm not gonna give away $1.50 in profits. I can always re-enter later. For understanding purposes, would a close above 15 in the 8 concern you about Roblex? A close above the 15 and below the 8? No. No, I mean, I use the 8 and the 15 in conjunction with each other. All right, so my line in the sand becomes the 15. Right, so it would have to close below the 15 for me to be concerned. That's what I was looking at this morning. It got below the 15 for a bit. Right now it's right between the 8 and the 15, and it could that 8 could form resistance here, but the 15 forming support. So no, a close between the two won't concern me. What's going over in YouTube? Good morning, all YouTube folks. It's a nice this morning. We had some nice profits. We took profits at our hood strangle for $1, and we took profits in STZ in at 75 out at 90. That's about a little over 20%. So a pretty nice move. And I did just take some calls at Oracle. I've got a sell order in it already. If it keeps moving up, I'm going to take profits in it. It's a really beautiful daily chart on Oracle. Again, if you look at the Oracle daily chart on TC2000 here, this is pretty nice. Again, nice move here on this. The earnings gapped up, big volume, compress as the 8 just drifts up, and it kind of waits to get back to the 8, gets away from itself, come back down, gets close to it yesterday, and today it's bouncing right off of it. It's a really nice entry here. It's actually a nice level entry for a swing trade on Oracle. Again, and I may just take profits in part of this and hold the other one, or I may take it all the profits and then put it back on again. I'm not sure. I mean, we got the jobs report tomorrow. Newsy market's tough to trade. No, Roblex is not closed yet. It's right here. Still in Roblex. I got a few on here, Ryan. Yeah, we get Roblex. We closed this morning. We closed Hood, Strangle from yesterday. We closed STZ, the time spread from yesterday. Both of those nice profits on those. We added VRT yesterday. That's up decent money this morning as well. We're still going to try to exit this previous one for about $1 profit if it can between now and next Friday. Now the market's closed at 1 o'clock tomorrow, so I had to take these trades off this morning. I didn't want to. I could have made more money on Hood, but I don't want to take a chance on pullbacks because with the market closing at 1 tomorrow and the Strangle expiring tomorrow, I just didn't want to chance it. So we had a nice profit. I took it. VRT pulling back now from the high, right back to the 8. Roblex pulling back a little bit, but staying above the 8 and just below the 50. Just kind of watching. Again, the market is, listen, we've got a holiday weekend coming up here. SPY get through the all-time high briefly, 619.22. Today's high, 619.36. So get through the all-time high by about 14 cents. Oracle's still moving up. Put Strangle was a great trade. Yeah, it was a nice one. I could have made more money on if I stayed in, but I did. With the fact with the market closing at 1 tomorrow, I just did not want to take a chance on it. When I had a good profit, I'd take it. So that's what I did. Roblex again. I paid $9.50 for the July 18th calls. The 217 $50 calls. I paid $9.50. They're at $10.45 right now. I got a $10.75 sell order on it. Could have made more money in Hood, but our STZ was really a nice timing on the STZ time spread. That's down to 60 cents. We took it off at 90, so pretty good. Such a bunch of pussies. They're a bunch of pussies. You know, if you're in Congress or you're in the Senate and you have principles, stand up for them. If you don't, what the fuck are you doing there? What? I can't hear you. Oh, yeah, it is disgusting. They ought to change the name of the Republican Party to, oops. Nope. 4 people. Anyway. All right, so still an Oracle here, just pushing up nicely. I have a 1075 sell order on it, which just got filled. All right, so I'm out of Oracle for $1.25 profit. I'll take that. I may re-enter this thing, but that was a nice quick trade. I kind of like it as a swing, but I'm nervous with the market. I mean, it's up all-time high, but there's, you know, we just got a jobs report tomorrow. We got a short day tomorrow. I'm going to wait. I'll probably wait now. If I do re-enter Oracle, I'll probably wait until next Monday. SONN, that was just pointed out a little while ago that the Momo stock ripping up here now, up 147%. Nice look on that one. I didn't take it, but it was pointed out of the room. Appreciate that. Yeah, Oracle was a good trade. Again, it may keep going. I'm just I'm taking profits now. And Jeffrey, you were looking at Oracle earlier, waiting for a pullback. What gave me confidence to enter the trade? Near the high without waiting for a pullback seems like I often regret entering. Well, the reason I took it was because I went out in time and I didn't mind if it pulled back on me because I was going to swing it if I didn't take profits today. And the daily chart was nice. So I mean when I take a look at it, again I'm looking at the daily chart on Oracle. So let's look at the daily chart. All right, this is the setup here. So yeah, it could pull back, and this could pull back toward the 8 again. But if I was out long enough that I didn't mind this is really a beautiful setup. And if it pulled back against me, that's fine. I'll stay in the trade as long as it stayed above the 8, and I would have been underwater on it. But if I got a nice pop, which I did here this morning, I could take profits, and then I can look at getting back in again later. And I probably won't get back in again until Monday. I really don't want to trade this on over a long weekend. Oracle, yeah, that was Oracle. Was a nice one. You know, you don't know if they're going to continue up. You know, obviously you can see what's happening to it now, but I'm out of it already. It never really got too far extended. The whole, you notice it didn't get too, as I mentioned it when I showed it earlier, it didn't get too far extended from this 15. It never really came back to the 15, but it never got too far extended. And since I was taking it as a swing trade, I wasn't too concerned about a pullback today. If it pulled back, I'd be underwater on it, but I don't really care because I think this setup for a long is really nice for a swing long. So, you know, as it turns out, my exit on Oracle was really good for an intraday, for a quick day trade. But did I know it was going to happen? No, I didn't know it was going to happen. I mean, eventually you're going to get some red candles here. But I couldn't stay in it for long. It worked from in my favor. I took profits. I get out right here. The only reason I get out right here, I hit my price target. It's pretty simple. I didn't really hit a resistance level or anything. I hit what the profit I wanted to take on an intraday trade. So, you know, it pulls back and I get out here and it looks like a great exit. It was, you know, it was kind of a lucky exit. I mean, I hit my price target and bumped and came back down again. Coming up on about 5 minutes to 12. So again, I'm in and out of Oracle, already done with that one. That worked out nicely. Ari, you're not sure if I'm a Bitcoiner, but MTPLF is considered the Japanese equivalent of MSTR. I'm in it for the long haul, okay? MTPFLF. It keeps buying Bitcoin for treasury. I bought it a few months ago at $2. Now already 11. Is there anything like MSTR? Maybe very promising long term. No options because of it's an ADR. Okay, thank you. I didn't know about that, but MTPLF. Thanks, Ari. Metaplanet. Yeah, it's moved up quite a bit. It got up all the way to about $15. And I can see it's an ADR. It gaps all over the place. Trading at 11.10 right now. Interesting. Thanks, Ari. Appreciate it. It's only been around since November last year. Quite a lot of volume on this thing too. Not today, but recently. Kind of a swing type position. You have to buy shares. You can't buy options onto them. Harry points out it's like MSTI. When it buys more Bitcoin, the price shoots up. All right, thank you. It's good to know MTPLF. It's a pretty inexpensive stock. If you like the idea of having a long-term Bitcoin for like a Japan or whatever, if you like Bitcoin, it's cheap. You know, $11 a share. Buy 100 shares, pretty cheap. $1,100. NVIDIA having a nice day today, up 2%. AMD also bouncing. All these chip stocks are bouncing. Broadcom, AVGO up about almost 2%. Banks up nicely today. Nice move in Wells Fargo, right above a 8150 breakout. Nice move in Wells Fargo. JP Morgan also up $2. Goldman up about $10, 1.1%. Hunch of Daniel breaking out today. ADM, Hunch of Daniel Midland breaking out. 55.54. Got room to 57.76. About $2. Citigroup up nicely today. All the banks are up nicely today. Mosaic trying to break out here. Pretty nice setup in Mosaic. Do like this one. This is a nice chart. MOS, Mosaic, was mentioned in the room yesterday. Again, see the chart. This is what I'm talking about context. See this nice move up and then compression here, and then a nice move up and then compression, moves up again. We get a little pullback below the 8, below 15. You have to take a loss there. Compresses, moves back up again. Now it's just following the 8, and now it's moving back up again, trying to get above this 37.64. I like Mosaic. This is a nice, pretty nice setup on Mosaic. Let me get rid of these algo lines, which are no longer in effect. That's nice setup in Mosaic. Gotta write that one down. I got Oracle down there and Mosaic down there, and Carvana as potential longs. Andrew, thoughts on Etsy? Bounced off the 100, now through the 50 and the 200. Let's take a look at Etsy. Earnings on the 30th. Yeah, choppy here. It's lots of chop in this thing. Coming back down. It is above the 50, and it's above the 100, it's above the 200. Went through the 8 and touched the 15. It looks like it's bouncing here. A break above the 15 would give you some room up to about it's a 56.60 right there. Yeah, not one of my favorite longs. I don't like I said, I like to look at stocks in context. And if I look at things like what I just mentioned before, Mosaic, it's a beautiful. See how it's an easy to see pattern here. Oracle, same thing. See Oracle, beautiful pattern. You see this nice move up, very bullish, just beautiful setup on it. When you compare that to something like Etsy, I mean, try to find the best ones you can. I mean, this could move. It could work fine, but I'm just saying you're not seeing. You see this pullback with this big move up and then this big move down. Very tough to trade those things as a swing. You can intraday trade them fine, but as a swing they're tough. SPY coming in now off the all-time high. Tesla coming down. About 12 o'clock here now, a little after. Ryan, appreciate that. Got to cut out for lunch in about 15 minutes. Again, we've had a pretty good day. We took nice profits in Hood, nice profits in STZ, and I did make a trade in Oracle and made a nice profit in that. I didn't post it; it was too quick. I'm looking to take that as a swing, but probably not today. Just because tomorrow's a half a day, market's closed. We got a long weekend coming up. There's probably going to be all kinds of news coming out, trade deals or no trade deals, or who knows. And I'm just going to wait and see. We also have a jobs report in the morning, the non-farm jobs report that we'll see if it corresponds to what ADP showed today, which was losing 33,000 jobs last month. Expecting 100,000 gain, lost 33,000. That's a little concerning. Ryan, I'm too valuable. You're gonna need me to start skipping lunch. Yeah. Come into the room, Ryan. I'm in there all day long now. I do still take lunch over there, but with YouTube, I only run it for about an hour or so each day. Then, to introduce you to the process that we do in the strategies. Hey Ruth, that's all. tell him I'm getting ready. I can take lunch in about 15 minutes. This guy running in the YouTube room says, "You're too valuable. You're gonna have to start skipping lunch." Oh. He said, "Ryan, join the room."
Yeah.
That's the way we are.
When you go down, camp, take the right, and when you get to the light where the Starbucks is, yeah, you turn right and it's in that plaza. So take the corridor. Because to get a buggy, or to get a shopping cart, or you put a quarter in and stop in the shopping cart because they all walk together. This is to the church. People want to turn right because they don't know the way. And so, and then, they got one on about a few days. Their machines work so much better. I do. I have a armrest on the left side. But, yeah. Oh, there's some quarters in here too. Yeah, and then you got what, $50? Try to put eggs, they do it squished.
Yeah. Yeah. Not very big, and then the chicken, like the meats and Yeah.
stuff, will be, out in this, it works really well. They have several ways you can scan it.
No, I just had cereal. All right, so it's getting close to lunchtime for me. So if you have any questions here? Shy? RCL made another big move today. It was a nice pick. Yeah, that Royal Caribbean up beautifully. Again, that's a nice chart, Royal Caribbean as well. Daily chart in Royal Caribbean, very, very nice. It's a little extended right now, but still pretty nice. And NCLH, Norwegian Cruise Line, the chart is not as good as RCL. See, when you're looking at charts, I mean, let's look at NCL. Here's NCLH, right? So you can see the choppiness in this thing. It's moving up here now, but you see it chops around. And then let's look at RCL, Royal Caribbean. You see the difference here in these charts? You see how smooth that is? This what's called context. This makes a difference. You know, if you're looking at NCLH right here, and you're looking at Royal Caribbean, both cruise lines, which one is better? This one's better. I mean, this is a much better pattern. That's context of trading. Those are the ones you want to be in. The other ones can all work, but they're not as good as there's not a good a setup. What do I think of FLS? Right, let me see. FLS flow serve. All right, so again, let's start with the daily chart. What do we think of flow serve? So here it is. Had a nice run up over here. Pretty choppy here now, right? Big drop. This was like around the tariff time. Big drop here. Bounce on the tariffs. This is industrial company. Moves up. 200-day moving average right there. Offering really strong resistance. It popped through it. Tried to pop through it. Hasn't been able to get through it. It's critical that it gets over and closes above that line. That 200-day moving average right there. That purple line. It's critical that it gets above there. And closes above there. Now it did close above it one day and then it pulled right back again. So you need some confirmation that this is going to keep going. The setup's pretty nice. See the 8 moving up, the 15 moving up, the 50 moving up, the 50's getting ready to cross the 100. That's a pretty nice setup. You had some big volume here, but you've got to get above there. And I don't know what I haven't done any resistance lines in this yet, so let me look. All right, so obviously that's a resistance level. And the next major resistance levels, there's going to be a few of them up here. I have to draw in there too. And one here. See, that goes to the top of that candle, top bottom of this candle, bottom of this candle, right? Those two candles. So those are the levels that I would trade off of. All right, it's got to close above that. Then you really got 5406 as another resistance level. Notice how it went right to it and stopped. That would be your line in the sand to get through. It needs to get through that 5406. You can take it as it breaks through the 200, but you got to make sure it clears that 5406. Okay. Hopefully that works for you. Again, and let's take a look on FLS. Let's take a look on it over here on a daily chart. Whoops. You got an issue here. You see this yellow right here in the monthly time frame momentum? I'm telling you, the momentum multi time frame is not bullish yet. It's been flipping back and forth, When this gets through the 200 and then gets that 5406 and clears there, this is likely to go to blue or green, and then you'll have the setup on the daily. It's fine, but the multi time frame is still telling you it's not bullish yet. Okay, so that's why I would be staying away from it right now, and also because of what I showed you on the TC2000 chart. It's got to get above that 200-day moving average and stay above there, and then break through the next resistance level. Okay. All right. All right. So about quarter past 12. I'm going to go ahead and get some lunch right now. So again, thanks everybody on YouTube. I appreciate your being here today and watching the broadcast. Hopefully, if you're interested, you'll join the room in the alert service and come over and join us. We do this all day long. All right, have a great day. And now remember, the market closes at 1 tomorrow. I'll have the YouTube room open at about 11. Market closes at 1. Half day tomorrow, closed on Friday, closed Saturday, closed Sunday. We've got a 3.5 day weekend. I'm not going to mess around with much for expirations for tomorrow. Not with 1 o'clock expirations, just too risky. All right, so there's where we are. And again, I took Hood off today, and I took STZ off today. They both expired tomorrow, half a day. I didn't want to take a chance and try to stay in them and squeeze any more profit out of them, so I took the profit I could get this morning, and I'm happy with that. And VRT today is up about 1%, bouncing right off the 8. Roblex, which we're still in, also having a decent day, up 2.5% today. So not bad. Again, we closed out all our trades for June. We did not have one losing trade in June. I didn't have a lot of trades. I think 8 that closed. Not an awful lot of trades, but I didn't have any losers, which is in this market, in my opinion, is very difficult to do. All right, thanks YouTube. We'll see you guys.